What's up, beloved? Hope you guys are doing well. On today I am, by the grace of God. Today I just felt to come on here and share something that the Lord revealed to me through a while ago, actually, in the parable of the prodigal son that Jesus talked about or told, the crowd and his disciples. And you can watch. I'll later upload a full video of this. But I'll just share a snippet of what the Lord revealed to me. So it was basically about, and this is just a part of it, is like us former believers or believers, no, people that have been in Christ, have been following Christ for a while, or grew up in the church, or grew up just kind of, you were born into it, and obviously you have a relationship with God and all that, but you're just kind of born in it, and you've been in this Christian thing, this Christ following thing for a very long time. It becomes easy for us to become kind of, I don't know if I'll call it jealous, but you have a heart posture towards people that are newly saved. Like, it's not a pure heart posture. We tend, just like the son that stayed with the father, right, that didn't mess with his inheritance, and he stayed there. He felt some type of way when when his father welcomed the prodigal son, the way he did, the way he treated him. He threw a party for him, dressed him up nicely, killed animals for him to, for the party and all that. And he's like, you've never even let me take one of the, was it sheep? Yeah, you never even let me take, an animal kill for me to enjoy with my friends. Yet you do this after this for the son that went out and, did whatever he did. And I feel like it's a very good representation of how some of us Christians, or people that have been Christians for a longer time, can feel. And I know that not a lot of people, necessarily say it out loud, or express their feelings out loud or anything like that. But I know that a lot of people definitely feel that way sometimes. You look at yourself and you're like, God, I've been here. Like, I've literally served my whole entire life, from my youth up until now. I've given you my whole youth, yet I see these people, they did whatever they did. They lived lives however they lived. They got to enjoy the world, and then they get to just be saved after doing that. They got to live their lives however they wanted, and then now they get to be saved, and it's not like, it's not an issue. It's not hard, because they already lived their lives however they wanted. And I feel like, and I've definitely felt like that too, and it's important to not feel that way, because it really is, first of all, a grace to be able to say that you grew up in the faith, or it's a grace to have known God, and to have followed God for the amount of time that you did. You shouldn't see it as unfair, because the Bible tells us that, though it seems that, the wicked flourish now, sooner or later, very soon, they will wither away, they will die away like flowers. I think they compare this with flowers or something like that. But they will wither away, they will die away. They will die, and they will face the consequences of the wickedness. So as believers, we shouldn't envy people that got to, quote unquote, live their lives however they wanted, and then came to Christ. Because guess what? They could have been caught up in that mess. They could have died in that lifestyle, and they would end up in hell. So at the end of the day, I don't find that unfair, because they'd end up in hell. So if it wasn't for Christ saving them, they would have ended up in hell. So I think it's really important to be supportive of our brothers and sisters that are newly converting, no matter how long they spent doing whatever they want, even if you feel if it's unfair, even though it's not. It's really important to support, love them through their transitioning from living in the world to living for Christ, and to be supportive. And one important thing that I caught, which I'm gonna, that's why it's important to watch the full video. But one important thing that that the Lord really caught my, or had caught my attention, was the fact that the Father said, and the Father is representing God, and the sons are us, children of God, right? And the Father said, but you've been, after the older son complained about how the Father never did anything for him, and he's been working, slaving away for him, and he never really did anything for him. He's like, well, what's mine is yours. What's been mine has always been yours. You've always been here with me. Everything that I have belongs to you, right? And we have to realize that it's not unfair. Everything that God has belongs to us as well. Okay, that was not something I was supposed to open up. Never mind. Anyways, yeah, this is just a reminder. And then I'll talk about it more. I'll talk about it more in the full video. There are multiple points that the Lord kind of revealed to me, but that's just one of the points that I find is very important that I wanted to share today with you guys through the YouTube shorts. And yeah, you guys can check the other video out. But it's really important for us, especially as believers that have been believing, that have been in the faith longer, to always check our heart posture towards the new converts. And instead of being ones that would pull them down, hate on them, or whatever it is, we should be the ones to uplift them and encourage them to go further in Christ, because it's a good thing. It's a good thing that they've converted, because if they had continued living that lifestyle, they would end up in hell, right? And we don't want that for people. We want what Jesus wants, and Jesus wants for as many people to be saved. So let's really check our heart posture in that area. It's really important. Myself, all of us. Yeah. And let's never envy the wicked, because the wicked do not get compensated very well. They do not have a good ending, and so it's not beneficial for us to. It really isn't beneficial to us to envy the wicked. So yeah, thank you. Have a blessed day. Yeah, God bless. Bye.